You are having emotional issues. That's why you're here watching this video right now. You don't want those emotional upsets, storms. You don't want to be angry. You don't want to be mad. You don't want to be depressed. You don't want to be sad. In this video, I hope to explain and showcase for you your emotional Swiss pocket knife, your toolkit to get out of any emotional funk in 5 minutes or less. Now, it's not going to be a cure-all. It's not going to solve your problems, but it will get you to a place so that you're not trapped by your emotions anymore, so that you can start solving your own problems. The Emotional Emergency Toolkit, your Swiss pocket knife for your emotional upsets, is simply this. It's a 3-step flow that you repeat as many times as necessary. Number 1, write down one thing that you're grateful for. Number 2, I want you to just sit down in the chair that you're in or where you're standing and find something interesting around you. Look at a tree, look at your coffee mug, look at a doodling you have on your piece of paper. Just look at something that's not electronic and look at it as if it's the first time you've ever seen something like this. Imagine you're a baby, you've never seen a tree before. You've never seen a coffee mug before. You've never seen a mechanical pencil. Find something and look at it as if you've never seen it before. Do this for 30 seconds to a minute. Number 3, remember a time in which you felt happy. And then remember another time you felt happy. And then remember the earliest time you can remember ever feeling happy. When you're remembering these things, try to think of a sight or a sound or a touch, a physical sensation, or like, did you hear the wind? Did you hear your friend's laughter? Think of a sensory perception that you received or you experienced during these memories. Write it down. Okay? So remember a time where you last felt happy, or where you felt overjoyed, or where you felt excited. And you can sit down and write this out and say, I remember when I received my puppy, and I remember feeling the puppy's fur, how soft it was, how the puppy smelt like puppy chow. Something like this. Smells, sights, physical sensations. Whatever sense you want to associate to your memories, do so. It's important, though, you at least try to remember one when you're remembering these things. So that's the third flow. If you are still feeling angry, upset, or sad, you do it again. But this time, instead of saying one thing or writing down one thing that you're grateful for, write down 30 things that you're grateful for. Then find another object in your room, or a tree outside, or a flower, and look at it as if it's the first time you've ever seen one. It's important. This brings you to the present. This brings you into the moment. This grounds you today, right now, here. Okay? And the last, do 3 more pleasurable memories. This time, you see, remember the last time you felt when you had money or something along these lines. It could be anything. Remember the last time you laughed, so on and so forth. Again, keeping in mind to always try to remember at least one sensation or sensory detail, sight, eyes, hearing, you name it. Try to remember at least one of those and write it down. Now, if you are still feeling stuck, if you are still feeling stuck in mud and angry or annoyed or sad or depressed, here's the fix. It's not going to fix the problem which caused you to feel sad, angry, or depressed or annoyed. But let's write down, as long as it takes to make you feel better, write down an entire list of everything you feel grateful for. Start with the basics. I am grateful for coffee. I am grateful for fresh air. I am grateful for the wind. I am grateful for green grass, green trees, green whatever. I am grateful for fresh flowers. And then get weirdly specific. I love my caramel macchiatos from Starbucks, right? Do this over and over and over and over again until you feel better. When I was just starting out on this journey 3 years ago, when I would get angry, I would literally get into my car with my journal and I would drive at a nearby park next to a pier, and I would sit there for 30 to 45 minutes writing out all the things I was grateful for. You know the hardest part? The hardest part was starting. The hardest part is always starting with the very first thing that you're grateful for. But if you can write that down, that first one, I can almost guarantee you that you have a high chance of getting out of your emotional funk. Now, if you stay tuned to the very end of this video, I am going to have another video posted up here in the corner. Was it this way? Maybe this way, if the video is recording correctly, where I am going to give you a guided emotional emergency video to get you out of a funk. It's going to be super short, super quick. It's not going to have any of this explanation, but this will help you get from a very low emotional vibration, angry, depressed, apathetic, you name it, to a higher vibrational emotional energy where you can actually solve your problems, where you're no longer fixated on the bullshit here that is keeping you trapped, keeping you circling the drain of your emotions, where you're just worried with anxiety, worried with fear, overcome. It's going to get you up here to where you can actually take action to solve problems, to where you can get yourself out of this funk. I want you to bookmark this video when it is time to do, whenever you need it, however long you need it. Do it every single day, multiple times a day. Use it to start training yourself to rescuing yourself from all these emotions. From here to here. And with that, I'll sign off. I wish you all the best.